Hello, everybody. June 25th, 2018, and this is Michael Thomas, Wild About Cryptos. Want to welcome you all for coming in and joining me today. Might be on a little early, so we're going to give it a few more minutes for other people to come in if they decide to come in, um, and just go over a bunch of stuff that's been going on. So, sorry, guys, I've been away, been kind of out doing we have camp out at a beautiful place in the Sierras, and we do a lot of fishing and camping and just hanging out with the grandkids and everybody. And it was just a beautiful trip. Needed it. It was a good getaway. But now I'm back and kind of revived and ready to move on with what's going on with cryptocurrencies in the market. Um, just a lot of stuff going on here in the world with cryptocurrencies, man. Just amazing. All that manipulation that's been going on uh, has finally, maybe come to an end. The markets took a hard hit from because of Mount Gox and some of the other things going on, uh, with Tether and Ripple and a few of those other current cryptos that the banking structures are trying to control. EOS was a big one too. EOS, I mean, we'll get into that a little bit later. The markets are just changing. I think we've got a big, huge change coming in the markets. Looking at all the information out there, looking and listening to all the different reports from all the different voices that are speaking on this. I think we're due for a huge change in all the markets. I mean, we're talking not just cryptocurrencies, but we're talking about the dollar, paper currencies, fiat currencies. You're talking gold, silver, oil, the market, the Dow, here in the United States. You've got a few other markets out there. The Chinese markets are getting hit hard. These tariffs that Trump put out on these countries, for steel, aluminum, oil, commodities coming into our country, to try and get these other countries to say, look, you need to step down on your tariffs, or we're going to put tariffs on your stuff. We're going to make them equal to yours. And that's exactly what Trump is doing. Well, I think it's a good thing because this tariff war actually is going to be either you play fair or we're not going to play fair anymore. Okay, we're not going to let you come in and just rape our country, with your tariffs. Every time we try to send a product over to your country, you're going to charge us 35, 40%, on tariffs, where we only charge you maybe 5 to 10% here. A lot of businesses, it's going to be tough on a lot of economy on the economies. But when all said and done, I think it'll be probably better worldwide that they will start playing fair. Okay, and the economy should recover nicely. We should actually have more jobs in this country from all these changes that are taking effect in the economic markets worldwide. So the funny thing is that we have mixed opinions on what's going to happen in the market with, is our market going to crash? Well, if you've been watching the stock market and paying attention to the Dow and what's going on with it, you notice it doesn't break very high above 25,000 in the market. It seems to get to like around 22, 23, or 25.4, 25.3, and then it just takes a hard hit and it goes below the 25,000. It's not holding above that 25,000 mark because with all these tariffs and all this trade war talk and all the fiat currencies and the changes of all these currencies going to go to gold back, and they're going to be Basel III compliant. They got to be backed by the commodities and or the silver and gold they have in their reserves, as well as all the other paper currencies that are in their reserves. So that's all part of what's going on with the markets. I really don't trust the markets right now. I mean, yeah, people made a lot of money in it. For those who know how to play the markets, I'm not a smart market player, so it's like every time I play them, I always struggle with it. So I'm not good with the market, so that's where I stay out of. That's kind of not my forte. But watching it is very interesting because it doesn't seem to hold above 25,000 for very long before it crashes back down to 23, 24. And so that's, to me, tells me that the markets are struggling, trying to move forward or move up. Will they go up to 26? We don't know. I mean, I don't, from hearing what I'm hearing, there's not enough value in the markets to even break that 26,000 mark. And some of the voices out there are saying that the market is going to crash. It's going to come down. It's going to come down hard. It's going to be almost like, the 1929, 1930 market crash. That's scary. So I don't want to play in that kind of a market. Anytime you play in that kind of a market, it's risky. It's just like cryptocurrencies. This manipulation has been on the same in the markets, in the Dows and everything, and the Chinese market and the Japanese market, and the Middle East markets and all that. All this manipulation that's going on is all controlled by the elites, and their system, from what I understand, is crashing. So this other system, cryptocurrencies, to be part of that system, is going to run side by side. From what I understand, it's going to be part of the change that we need in this world to get back on the right track financially with our economies. The paper fiat currencies that now have to be Basel III compliant. They got to have reserve, be backed by some kind of GDP, gold, silver, oil, whatever their commodity is in their country. To back their currency, they have to back it by their commodities and by their GDP. So that's some big changes coming, and all this is coming to head. So people were saying it was supposed to happen 3 or 4 years ago, okay, but it didn't happen because they kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And then now we hear our saying, oh yeah, 2018, one world currency, one world this, blah blah blah, the cabal's trying to do this, and that seemed to got pushed aside back. They were saying the first of 2018, and that didn't happen. And then they were saying, oh, now it's June or July of 2018. And it's not just for you guys that watch and are investors in the different currencies and the different markets. You all see the signs on the wall. You all see it. We all see it. It's there. It's been there for a while. It's just coming to more and more of a head. And one thing I like about Trump, and I'm not a Trump supporter, I'm not just blowing Trump up or anything. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm more of a libertarian, and I don't believe in this two-party system we have. Okay, it's just it's corrupt. All right, it's been corrupt for years, and it's really destroyed our country. Okay, and I believe America is the greatest country in the world. We can be great again. Yes, great, but there's got to be some huge changes coming for that to happen. And I think Trump has been put there to do that. And he's done some great things already, and I think we're going to see a lot more out of him. But I'm concerned that these two political party wars that are going on is going to be another demise in this country, and we really don't need it. Okay, we don't need this two political party war going on. We need to get them to work together instead of fighting each other. And you notice more it's on the Democratic side than it is on the Republican side, because the Republican controls the House, the Senate, and all the seats. So that's the battle that's kind of going on, and it's a mess. It's destroying our economy, and it's destroying our country. So one thing that we need to look at is, where are we going? Where are we going with our economy? Where are we going with the cryptocurrencies? And the manipulation that I was talking about, you see it in the markets. You also see it in cryptocurrencies. You see it in with what was going on with Mount Gox. Okay, and there's an article I want to show you, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share this page, and I'm going to find the article. Okay, but first let's look at the cryptocurrencies today. All right, let's take a look here, guys. I hope you can see this. What you see here today is the cryptocurrencies basically have come back up a little bit since the announcement came out about Mount Gox. Okay, they've in the last 24 hours we're up 44.8% for Bitcoin, and you can see all the way down here that they're just slowly starting to return. Some pretty good returns. I think what you're going to see in the next couple days, since that article came out about Mount Gox, you're going to see this all go green for a while. Now, how long is this going to last? Well, who's to say? It could go. I mean, predictions are that the markets are going to go up, 50 to 80%, in cryptocurrencies, because the manipulation is pretty much over. And so let me show you this article on Mount Gox. And then we'll get into some other articles. Okay. And there's just a lot going on in the cryptocurrency world, man. It is amazing what we're seeing. And so I found two articles that I posted on my Facebook page. Now, let me go back a little bit here, kind of slow down. If you want to read the articles that I find that I really pay attention to do, please go to facebook.com/wildcryptos. Okay. That is Simple Token. It'll come up as Simple Token at Wildcryptos, and you can read all the articles that I read and that I get on a daily basis that I like to share. I think are important. Now, there's a lot of stuff out there that I really don't pay attention to because I'm not interested. Because like ICOs, I kind of pay attention to those a little bit. I pay attention to what's going on with the miners because I'm a miner, and I also pay attention to what's going on with all the markets: gold, silver, what's going on with the Dow, what's going on with but mostly this is all about cryptocurrencies. So here's an article right here that came out by News BTC, and this is a good place to go to keep up on cryptocurrency. Okay, all the cryptocurrency. So let's see, what are we doing here? All right, so Mount Gox debacle originating from the devastating 800,000 Bitcoin hack in 2014. You notice he said hack. Okay, basically what they're saying. Oh, and this is what we got hacked and somebody stole 800,000 Bitcoin. Really? So you got hacked and somebody came in and took your creditors Bitcoin, and now what are you going to do to pay them back? Because you're supposed to be insured in this, and they're supposed to be insured in your exchange, and they're saying, oh, well, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to have to find some Bitcoin and sell it. And so what they did is they went into all these other wallets that they found that had Bitcoin somewhere in the world or somewhere out there in crypto land. They found these wallets that had this Bitcoin in it that didn't get hacked. Okay, didn't get stolen. And it was like 160,000 first Bitcoin, and then it was another 20 to or 100,000 after that. And now here we have all this Bitcoin. Now they were selling off to take care of the creditors. Okay, now this is where they're at right now. They found that second batch. They were going to sell it off. This is all that manipulation that's been going on. They were selling off that Bitcoin, and it was driving the market down. Okay, and you see how far it came down? It came down pretty far. I mean, we were up to almost 20,000. Okay, and now we're back down to 6.3 today. Okay, in Bitcoin. So that was, that's a $13,000 sell-off. or $13 million sell-off or more, billions and billions and billions of dollars of Bitcoin. Sorry, but you figure, you know, they dropped it back down to $6,000 a coin, and it was a big loss for all those, you know, for those that don't understand, and a lot of people that who went in there to get rich quick, you know, lost a lot of money, and the creditors for Mt. Gox lost a lot of money. So Mt. Gox is undoubtedly a cryptocurrency exchange with the most amount of notoriety, suffering the first notable Bitcoin hack, losing over 800,000 Bitcoin since the hack. Legal battles have raged between the exchanges and its creditors, the thousands of users of the exchange who lost Bitcoin in the hack. Okay? And this is what the exchanges do. Oh, we got hacked. We lost, you know, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 Bitcoin. And there was a new hack that came out that I posted here. We'll get into that a little bit later. But that's what they do, okay? Because they don't have the money to cover it. They don't have the money to cover that. So they claim that they got hacked. They moved that Bitcoin someplace else. And here we are getting, you know, the creditors are losing millions and millions of dollars in their cryptocurrency. Kobayashi became the topic of discussion in the currency community as he sold thousands of BTC on exchanges, causing substantial fluctuations in price. Some attributed a large majority of the 2018's downward price movement to his sell orders, reportedly selling over 30,000 BTC over the span of 6 months. So there was 30,000 he found. On June 22nd, Nibaki Kobayashi, the now infamous Mt. Gox trustee, released a document giving an update on Mt. Gox's legal situation. According to the document, Mt. Gox has finally got the go-ahead for the commencement of the civil rehabilitation process. The start of the civil rehabilitation process will temporarily pause Mt. Gox's ongoing bankruptcy court case, assuring that all debts are paid before the continuation of the bankruptcy proceedings. A aforementioned document released by Mr. Kobayashi made it clear that the user stated to get a Bitcoin claim will receive Bitcoin instead of Japanese yen, in accordance with Japanese civil rehabilitation law. So in the beginning, when all this happened, there was a article that came out, said that he was going to pay them in yen. He was going to pay off the creditors in the fiat currency, and all they wanted was their Bitcoin. They didn't want the fiat currency. So now he's saying, okay, now we'll pay them in Bitcoin, okay, instead of fiat currency, which is the yen talking about. In bankruptcy proceedings, non-monetary claims are converted into monetary claims based on the valuation as it at the time of the commencement of bankruptcy proceedings. In contrast, in civil rehabilitation proceedings, non-monetary claims are not converted into monetary claims at the time of the commencement of civil rehabilitation proceedings. That means that Kobayashi is now legally unable to sell any more of the BTC in his possession for yen, at least until the bankruptcy case recommences. Okay, so that there, let's stop right there and take a look at that. He cannot sell any more BTC. So that whole manipulation that was going on by him selling off all that BTC, hopefully is over. Okay, until they're saying probably 2019. We'll see. Okay, so now I think what you're going to see with the cryptocurrencies, because understand, Bitcoin is the exchangeable coin. That is the convertible coin to fiat. Most of it. Litecoin, Ethereum, also on Coinbase, you know, Gemini, and all the other sites that you can convert cryptocurrencies to fiat. All right, but Bitcoin is the main driver for the cryptocurrencies at this time. Will it be like that forever? I don't think so. I actually think Bitcoin Cash is going to give it a run. I think Litecoin's coming up. I think Ethereum is you're going to see some surprises out of Ethereum this year, and out of Litecoin on convertibility and exchangeability. I think that's going to be a great thing. Those affected by Mt. Gox hack will have until October 22nd, 2018 to make any claims over the Bitcoin stash which Kobayashi holds. Once compiled and verified, the civil rehabilitation request will be submitted to Japanese courts by February 14, 2019 at the latest. So, February 14th is the deadline, or October 22nd is the deadline to get your claims in. And then, all those claims will be verified through civil rehabilitation requests with Japanese courts by February 14, 2019. So for you that have lost money or lost your Bitcoin through the Mt. Gox, I would put a claim in. You don't have very much time left. CNBC acknowledged the Bitcoin debt repayment in their fast money segment, affectionately called Bitcoin's funeral. Okay, that's that manipulation and all that loss. Brian Kelly, founder and CEO of BKCM cryptocurrency and blockchain invest firm, gave 3 reasons why BTC isn't dead yet. One of these reasons being Mt. Gox's well-received move to pay off its creditors despite fears of large sell-off. Kelly noted that the distribution of the Bitcoin owed will not happen until Q1 of 2019, adding that the creditors will not be able to sell their Bitcoin until then. So, another highlight here. If you file a claim and you get your Bitcoin back, you will not be able to sell that Bitcoin off until the first quarter of 2019. So all that manipulation that was going on from Mt. Gox, driving the market down on Bitcoin, is now over, and we probably won't see another sell-off until Q1 of 2019. Okay? By then, Bitcoin should recover, all right, with the things that are going on. Now, when I talk about recover, I'm talking about not just in cryptocurrency, but in a lot of the markets. Okay. See, I don't believe the markets are totally going to crash. I believe that a lot of this manipulation that's been going on, even in the cryptocurrencies and in the other markets, is all part of that elite power control. You want to call it the cabal. You want to call it, this conspiracy theory about Illuminati, the cabal, the deep state, the dark government, all this stuff. That's all part of that same manipulation that's going on in the world. Okay. When people start losing control, all right, they start to panic. And the first thing you see when you see panic in the streets, okay, you see the financial economies start to crash. Okay. It's always happened. It's kind of like a repeat, almost what happened in 29 and 39. Okay. The governments and the elites were losing control of their banking and of their wealth, and boom, the stock market crashed. Okay. And then the world kind of crashed behind that a little bit. We went into some serious wars. It lasted a long time, man. I mean, we were going through all that. Now we're in a change mode. So this change mode is going to be huge, guys. It's going to be huge. You should be really looking forward to what's coming. Yeah, it's kind of scary, but if you set yourself up right, you should be good. Okay, I want to show you another article, and this is from the Japanese Times. Okay. Japan Times, and it's saying the same thing. So Mt. Gox creditors get new avenue in years-long attempt to recover Bitcoin's losses. Let me find what I was looking for here. So Tokyo District Court on Friday approved the start of civil rehabilitation proceedings, meaning bankruptcy process that has been underway since 2014 will be put on hold. Mt. Gox filed a bankruptcy protection 4 years ago after disclosing it lost 850,000 Bitcoins. Notice there's a 50,000 Bitcoin discrepancy here between the two articles. Around 5 billion in today's price levels. Well, back when they first lost it, it was more like 13 or 14 billion. Okay. So because they drew the price down, now it's only 5 billion. You see the amount of loss just in that manipulation alone, how much people lost in that. This is that elite structure that is afraid of losing control of more wealthy people coming in and really pushing these other guys aside. Okay. So in order for them to control that, so it doesn't happen, they're going to go ahead and manipulate this and drive the price way down. So it keeps us from, that wealth changing hands that everyone's talking about. The now defunct company, which later is said to recovered about 200,000 Bitcoins, blamed hackers for the loss. Well, where did they go? There's a hacker out there who's got this. I mean, why is he not selling them off? Is he just going to hold them? Someone should be able to see that somebody, hey, dude, there's 800,000 Bitcoin lost from here. We had, and within 4 wallets or 5 or 6 wallets, man, here's a couple 100,000 here, 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 and here, and here. Maybe it went here. Maybe this is where the hackers are, especially if they're all tied to the same wallet owner. Okay. I mean, you can find that out real quick when you do some research. So, me, I don't believe it was hacked. I think maybe Mt. Gox decided, oh, we didn't have that much. So, we're going to say we got hacked, and we're going to go ahead and drive the price of Bitcoin down because we're going to get attacked now by our creditors. So, that's kind of what I think is going on. So those that missed out on the bankruptcy process will be allowed to file claims. A new process and deadline is October 22nd, 2018. And again, rebuild should pay February 2014 or February 14, 2018. Guys, that to me gives me hope that this whole manipulation thing is over. Okay. Hey, also understand this. Now that this is over, okay, that we see possibly this manipulation, the heavy manipulation is over, you're going to start seeing other entities start really taking a hard look at cryptocurrencies as a exchangeable means of currency now. Okay. So Montana, okay, they're not going to ban Bitcoin mining or cryptocurrency mining in Montana. Okay. So there's a good sign there. Let's see here. Zcash is going to do a hard fork, and I don't think Zcash has ever done a hard fork, but I think they're going to do a hard fork now. And with all this, all these other things are coming out now. It was put on hold. I think Zcash was talking about it about 2 years ago, and they put it on hold. And now they're talking about privacy-based currencies about to undergo its first hard fork. And Zcash is one of the first cryptocurrencies that came out right around the same time as Bitcoin. And for any of you that have been in our society, knows that one of the cryptocurrencies, private cryptocurrencies that we were involved with, Spurt, basically would convert to Zcash. Okay. And a lot of things happen, and Spurt is now coming back a little bit, I see, in its work on conversion to other cryptocurrencies. You might see it in the exchange here pretty soon, or see it in the cryptocurrency cap site. Let's see. So Zcash fork is Bitcoin, which uses a cryptography principle called zero knowledge proofs, which allows users to shield transactions amounts and details, all while being publicly recorded on the blockchain. Okay, I don't know too much about Zcash other than it's on a blockchain, but the blockchain is more like a peer-to-peer. They don't really have a true mining blockchain. Yeah, I know you can mine it. So Zcash ZEC was announced to be listed on the Gemini exchange earlier this year and has been seen in serious contender or other privacy coin and Monero. Now, I know I can mine Zcash on EOBot, and I know there are a few other sites out there, like on Exodus, I think has Zcash, Gemini has Zcash. Those are a couple of the sites that use Zcash for exchange means for convertibility. So there's an article there about Zcash. You want to read it on my site. ETFs could lead Bitcoin price to 35,000, and it isn't far away. Well, let's take a look at this article. I read about it, and so it will trade fund is what the price could increase to over 35,000 with the emergence of Bitcoin exchange traded fund ETF, which isn't that far away. It's funny, this comes out about the same time that the word came out from the courts about Bitcoin and Mt. Gox. I think we're going to see a few more articles coming out. I know we saw a couple back, a couple predicting that, you know, Bitcoin is going to go to 100,000, 250,000, a million, you know, by 2024, you know, 2022, 2024. Well, yeah, it could, you know, and it could also, you know, I saw some concerns about it being reduced down or retract down to 2,000 a coin. So you have both sides there. You have your positive and your negative. You have your FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But I want to keep positive on what I believe, and that is that, you know, it's going to go up. And there's reasons behind that. One, you know, it's proven to be a valuable asset to have, you know, and they're moving away. They need to move away from the paper currency, and they need the fiat currency. And the way to do that is to get into digital. For one, it's not, the Fed will no longer be printing money, okay, that we get taxed on. Okay, so that fiat's got to go away just for that reason alone. And the IRS needs to be swallowed up by the UST, because those are two illegal entities in the United States, I believe, that need to be shut down. They're corrupt. That's where a lot of the corrupt cabal and elite, you know, suck the wealth out of the people. So those need to go away. And, you know, we could change this country without a fire being shot. Real simple. Real simple. Don't pay your taxes. Shut them down. Okay. Paul said the last barrier preventing institutional investors from entering. But see, me saying that, probably somebody's going to knock on my door and go like, ah, you're a treasonous son of a bitch. You know, sorry, you're going to go to jail. No. Guys, pay your taxes. Pay your liability. There's a way to do it through a process without it having to bankrupt you. Paul said that the last barrier preventing institutional investors from entering the cryptocurrency market is a lack of trusted custodianship and the suite of institutional cryptocurrency products. Upon the completion of Coinbase's custodian solutions and the approval of digital asset companies to operate as custodians, institutional investors may enter the cryptocurrency market. Okay, so let's read that again. Upon the completion of Coinbase's custodian solutions and the approval of the digital asset companies to operate as custodians, institutional investors may enter the cryptocurrency market. That's interesting. That's Coinbase playing that, huh? Coinbase is an exchange. Coinbase is one of the first exchanges that was able to convert the cryptocurrencies into fiat currency. Okay. It's also a way for them to control the bankers now because of the regulations they put on Coinbase with the IRS requesting 20,000 to 30,000 members personal information for tax purposes. Their ETF regulation that they're talking about here, and it's more or less becoming, Coinbase is more or less not becoming a decentralized exchange, but more of a centralized exchange, almost like a sidestep in cryptocurrencies for what the Federal Reserve does for paper currency. Okay, so you know, if you're going to use an exchange, be very, very cautious and know what you're doing before you go and sign up and put your information out there. If you have not corrected your status, if you have not corrected your standing, it could come back and bite you during tax time. Okay, so be very, very, very careful with that. Institutional money started trickling into cryptocurrency in mid-2017, but it's been slower than many expected. That doesn't mean it's not coming. Okay, so what I get from that sentence alone is that, yeah, it's been really, they expected this thing to take off. They expected cryptocurrencies to take off 2 to 3 years ago. Okay, but it's been slow coming because of all the manipulation, the ETF, the CFTC, all this Federal Reserve, trying to come in and take control of it. It's taken off a lot slower. The reset that hasn't happened yet, that's coming. Basically, they thought that it would happen a lot sooner, and a lot of that money was going to flow into cryptocurrencies. Okay, that's what they're talking about. Big money coming in. Okay, is that this reset? There's going to be a lot of people out there with funds that need to go somewhere. Okay, they need to be invested somewhere, and cryptocurrency was going to be a lot of that currency was going to be, or funds were going to be moved, or are going to be moved into cryptocurrencies. So custody isn't binary. It's not like Coinbase custody will launch and suddenly every pension will throw 100 million into BTC. It takes time for custody solutions to gain trustworthiness, but I think we'll have solid third-party custody by September of this year. So by September of this year, they're thinking some big changes are going to come with the cryptocurrencies and the ETFs. So read this article. There's a lot more in here. Really good news, guys. Let me go up here and find another article. Bahamas Central Bank is going to do a digital currency pilot. So they're gonna see if they can make cryptocurrencies work in the Bahamas, which I think is a good thing. Because I like the Bahamas. Beautiful place to go and visit. If you've never been, you should go there. Beautiful white sands, blue oceans, great for scuba divers and fishing. The people are very nice, and there's some great amenities over there for those who like to travel in the ocean. I like to go out to these little islands out there off of the coast of Florida. You like that area. The Caribbean, we call it. Oh yeah, it's the Caribbean. The Bahamas have joined a small list of countries that are planning to experiment with central bank digital currencies. Central bank CDs. Ooh, there's a good one. CBCD, new 4-letter word. The country's deputy prime minister, who's also doubles up as Minister of Finance, K. Peter Turnquest, announced during the recently held the Bahamas Blockchain Cryptocurrency Conference that a pilot digital currency will be introduced by the Central Bank of the Bahamas. Okay. With the Bahamas consisting of over 700 islands, inlets, and cays, the Turnquest said that the digital currency would assist in banking the unbanked. This comes in the wake of many commercial banks in the archipelagic state downsizing, the leaving communities without vital banking services. Excuse me. That's the necessity, not a fad. A necessity, not a fad. With central bank digital currency, the need to travel long distances to access these services would be reduced, thus making life more convenient in countries where transportation is problematic and expensive. Per Turnquest, the Deputy Prime Minister of the Bahamas also pointed out that the digital currency would improve the ease of doing business in the country. Digitization of the government and financial services complements both our ease of doing business initiatives, our Digital Bahamas framework, said Turnquest. So this is what I think we're going to start seeing. We see a lot of the countries out there, other countries out there, that are really looking into cryptocurrencies as a viable means of exchange. And that's what we need. We need a viable means of exchange for the cryptocurrencies. If Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum are the only viable means of exchange, to buy things, or we have to convert to, fiat in order to use it. Well, that's not a decentralized, acceptable, viable exchange currency. That is still a federally controlled, currency process. And that to me is a problem when you're dealing with cryptocurrencies. So understand that this next year, 2018, 2019, I think we're going to see some really big moves on the cryptocurrency exchanging processes and where you can use them at. Now, if you look at the Philippines and Middle Asia and that area there, the billion coin, 110 tribes accepted that as their viable currency, okay, and means of exchange. So that's huge just for one cryptocurrency to be that, okay? Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum, if they could do the same thing and businesses would start accepting it, Litecoin, Ethereum, all these other currencies they would accept as a means of exchange to buy products, sell products, buy your daily milk, bread, butter, whatever you need, it would make it a lot better for the cryptocurrency world and what's coming in the future. But I think we're going to see a lot of countries start jumping on this bandwagon real quick. I know Russia was looking at it. China's definitely looking at it. We saw an article back a few months ago where China is looking. I mean, China was going to ban this and ban that, and they haven't banned anything. They're actually looking at it very, very hard and trying to figure out how to implement it in their exchange process for goods. Guys, there's a couple articles in here about EOS. 27 wallets frozen by the centralized blockchain controllers. Now, when I listened to this, I was like, yeah. And guess who the 27 wallets are? All the exchanges, all the block one holders. Okay. All the block one holder investors were frozen. Okay. This is scary right here to listen to that. Now I heard some things, that well, Big Square's just a puppet. He's a pusher of these other currencies, and he's talking down EOS because he's an Ethereum supporter, or he's a Ethereum supporter. Well, just the news that he gets, guys, that he reads. He's not the one that froze the 27 wallets, man. That was, I think it was the CFTC that did that. And that's a scary thought. So what's going on? So here's one article here on what's happening in the work with cryptos. And let me see. Let me play this for a minute because this isn't very long. And it talks about the other hack that happened. Okay. BitThumb.
Hi, I'm Nate Martin from 99bitcoins.com, and here's what's happened this week in Bitcoin in 99 seconds. Some market watchers blamed the bearish price action on news that Japan's largest exchange, Bitflyer, was ordered to suspend new account registrations. Japan's financial services agency, which oversees crypto exchanges, has demanded that Bitflyer improve their KYC AML processes. Those who lost bitcoins in the Mt. Gox failure will receive a partial settlement of $450 per coin. This sum will be paid out in mid-2019 in BTC rather than fiat. Well, this means that the Mt. Gox trustee will no longer be dumping large volumes of BTC on the market. The major South Korean exchange BitThumb was hacked and $31 million were stolen. It seems that the exchange's Ripple wallet was targeted. BitThumb stated that affected clients will be compensated from the exchange's reserves. The exchange also made assurances about the safety of user funds. Tether announced that an inspection of their US dollar bank holdings by a law firm has proven that full dollar backing exists for all issued Tether coins. As of the 1st of June, Tether's fiat holdings exceeded the number of Tethers. Although short of a full audit, this report should dispel some of the doubts surrounding Tether's financial situation. The Central European nation of Slovenia is opening a so-called Bitcoin city in its capital, Ljubljana. The region will house over 450 cryptocurrency accepting shops and span 250,000 square meters. Facilities will include bars, restaurants, a water park, cinemas, and swimming pools. That's what's happened this week in Bitcoin. See you next week.
So there's that, guys. A lot of it, 99 seconds. If you haven't subscribed to 99 Bitcoins, he comes up with a lot of great up-to-date information on what's going on with Bitcoin. So with this, I'm going to stop sharing here this real quick and come back and talk to you guys face to face. And what we find is that there are a lot of things going on in the world with cryptocurrencies, constantly changing, and some of it is really, really good news now. Just the news about Mt. Gox not being able to sell off any more Bitcoin was huge for the market and that manipulation to stop before we could really see any real gains in the Bitcoin market. That whole thing had to be stopped and, put on hiatus for a while. Because the Bitcoin markets were getting, hit so hard, and the court shut them down. So that's good, for the time being. The other thing is the markets around the world are just getting hit hard. They can't seem to break through that 25.5, 25.4 area on the Dows. Gold and silver are getting hit hard. I think I haven't seen gold this low since last year when it got hit and it went to 1186. Silver seems to be holding above $16, but we've got to have a break out there. That whole market of the gold metals market is being manipulated too, and somehow that's all going to have to stop and be let go. And I think we're going to see that when we see the reset. I think we're going to see a lot of this manipulation that we're seeing in the markets, cryptos, the regular market, the fiat market, all the markets, commodity markets. We're going to see a lot of that manipulation slowly dissipate away. How is that going to affect the markets? Well, it's yet to be seen. Okay, yet to be see what happens. Which markets are going to be sustainable, and which markets are going to crash. Just be prepared for the worst. Hope for the best, guys. I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, please email me at uenvoy@mtlglobaltrust.com. You can also contact me here. You can come in and comment on my presentation, my live broadcast, and hope to see you guys next time. You guys have a great day. Michael Thomas, Wild About Cryptos. I am out.